What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. My name's Tarun Shetty. These are my thoughts. Ta-da! People, it's Monday. This is my second week in Los Angeles. Good news, I got an appointment to see the dentist on Friday. So I know everyone's been waiting to see and hear what's going to happen with my teeth. It's Monday, guys, and I feel pretty good. I've adapted to Los Angeles. Adapted as in I pretty much hang out in my apartment all day by myself and then go out at night sometimes. I mean, this is pretty much what I do regardless, wherever I am. So I guess it doesn't really matter where I live. Like, I could live on Pluto, and that'd be fine. But I was at a friend's house yesterday, and we were talking about a mutual friend of ours, and this mutual friend was an artist. He was a musician, and I knew this guy in my 20s. He was really good, like a really good musician, and seemed like a really smart guy too. And his name came up, and she was like, oh yeah, he went back to school for electrical engineering. And I was like, what, he did? She's like, yeah, and I think he's really happy. And I was like, man, I kind of was jealous. I was jealous. I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I wish, for a second, I was like, you have these fantasies. You're like, man, I should have done electrical engineering. That would have been cool. Then maybe I'd be married to some Indian chick by now and have 3 kids by now. One of them's going to Harvard because they're Indian. And you start playing out these ridiculous things. And then I was like, well, screw engineering. I really couldn't care less. Grass is always greener on the other side. I always think back, if I did something else, it would have killed me, right? It would have just bugged me. Man, why didn't I even try to do comedy? In fact, when I was 30, 31, I had a clear exit door out of this business. And I stayed. And I think sometimes people who are in this business they want to be in the business, right? I heard this great quote by Bill Maher, and he goes, if you want to work in Hollywood, you can do it. You can definitely work. I mean, you're not going to be successful, but anybody can, work in entertainment. I mean, you can do open mics in Florida. You can set up a microphone stand at a Starbucks and do comedy once a week. You're in show business, essentially. There have been so many writers who wrote some blog and then it went viral. So, they're writing screenplays. I was just reading about Robert Rodriguez. He raised $7,000 by giving away blood and being a hospital patient. And he made this movie called El Mariachi for $7,000, and he made $2 million. And that launched his directing career. So I think that's the beauty about showbiz. You can really, do it from anywhere, right? And you can make it from anywhere, essentially. You don't have to be in Hollywood, even though I'm here right now, and I keep saying there's a lot of opportunities here. You can really do this anywhere you want, if you're good and you have a lucky break. I think that's what it comes down to. Anybody who says luck is not involved, push them off a ship in the middle of the ocean. They have no idea what they're talking about. You have to be a little lucky in this business. That's just Hollywood 101. I always wonder what it's like to have a weekly paycheck. I did have that for a while, and it was comforting. I heard this great story. There's this guy, a comedian, I'm really blanking on his name. He passed away, and he had this show in Vegas. He was an impressionist. He had a residency, and they asked him why he got a residency, and he said, my son drew this picture of our family when we were younger, and he goes, his name was Danny Gantz, or Gaines, I forgot how to say his last name. And he goes, my son drew a picture, and it was my daughter, it was him, and then it was me in an airplane flying above, because he was never home. So I think that's just the lifestyle. And people change too. As you get older, what you want out of life changes. When you're young, yeah, being famous, having that rock and roll life, yeah, that's awesome. But then maybe you fall in love, maybe you want to have kids. Suddenly, that's not so awesome, especially when you're trying to make it. There's not a lot of free time. It's a very selfish business. I was just hanging out with my friend. She has 2 kids, and I've got all the time to myself, and I use it making this vlog, right? Like I'm just saying, there are advantages and disadvantages to being in the arts. Just to wrap this up, I am not going to be an electrical engineer. Honestly, I don't think I'm smart enough. Like I always never really found that interesting, so I don't think I do that well. But I did think about it briefly. I was like, that'd be nice. Maybe I'll work at NASA or something, design rocket ships. Or maybe I'll just sit here in my room and drink espressos. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.